Hello everyone, today using upper forms and a piece from this base we'll be creating this beautiful delicate result. Let's get started with our work and we'll begin with removal. There's a little detail in this manicure. Apparently they wanted to create a smooth transition here, but something went wrong. Most likely it's because there are too many glitters, you can see them flying off right now. And because of this, the nails were quite fragile and they also couldn't pick the right shade of milky gel or create a proper gradient. That happens to everyone, we all had to learn, don't worry, we'll fix it now and create beautiful, delicate nails. We'll start by treating the cuticle. I pushed it back with a pusher. The cuticle here isn't complicated at all, so everything will be simple. But as always, I apply talc because I really love working comfortably. I use sterile drill bits straight from the package. They're ready to use, which is super convenient. I often choose drill bits with a blunt tip for my work, and in this case, I'm using a teardrop-shaped one. It's often called a pedicure bit, but I don't see any problem using it for manicures as well. Because it has a nice blunt tip that lifts the cuticle and there's a belly shape that lets you buff the side walls. If there are still some hard to reach areas left, I don't see anything wrong with using another bit to finish the job. And then I take a flame bit with a sharp tip and work on the areas that the previous bit couldn't reach. After that we move on to cutting. Here I have, as always, my favorite scissors with a curved tip. As I mentioned, the cuticle is very light, so I didn't even have to file anything. I just degreased the nail plate and realized that everything is ready to start the rebasing. Here I have jewel forms. They're called matryoshka because they're double-sided. Basically, this box doesn't have just one set of jewel forms, but actually two. This is what they look like, and you can work with either the square side or the oval side, depending on what you want to do for the client. These are forms that have grooves, a slight curve, but they are quite versatile, and in my opinion this is a very salon-friendly option because they're great for strengthening and for small extensions. Today we chose the square side and are doing the standard prep to make sure everything lasts. I use absolutely every step: dehydrator, primer, and of course the base should be flexible and one that you are 100% confident in. In my case, it's the base from the Men brand that I use at work. Honestly, I've been using it for years, probably 3, maybe even more. To be honest, I've lost count. For the base to work properly, you don't need to rub it in. You should apply it in a medium layer while the base is drying. I'm showing you the gel. This is a new shade for me in the collection of hard gels from Imen. It's called Pearl number 8, such a delicate pink, beautiful color. Next, we take our upper form and mark the danger zones for ourselves, those places where it might turn out too thin and the nails could break. And in these areas, I apply a very thin layer of gel and cure it. I check myself again and I did everything correctly. Next, we take the same gel again and use it to create our base. Basically, I'm doing something like a French tip, just creating the free edge. I'll also cure it with a flashlight. This is necessary so that the nails don't turn out too thin and so that too much doesn't run off. We cure it quickly, don't need to do it long, then move on to our drop. To apply the upper form, an important detail is to try not to bring it all the way to the very start of the form. That is, you don't need a lot of material close to the cuticle. We apply the form and it's important to make sure it hasn't shifted to the right or left and is positioned exactly. And after that you can cure it. I cured the cuticle area, release the form and then turn it over. Let's see what we've got. Inside in general, everything looks good. There are some small leaks because our natural nails were oval, so it's logical that the gel spread a little on the sides. That's why I easily remove everything with an orange stick, and with a thin brush I perfect the shape, adjusting it the way I like. To make sure the square is really square, after that you can cure everything right in place or put it under the lamp. Then we remove the form and get a beautiful, neat square nail. We degrease thoroughly, especially in the cuticle area, then use a nail file for a little shaping. I need to shape the side walls and work a little on the free edge to create the final shape. But don't forget, no matter how perfectly clean the imprint is, you'll still need to go over it with a diamond bit. And here I'm showing my mistake because, as always, I did the manicure too early. Apparently, when I was doing the manicure, I got carried away again and forgot that I should have left the cut for later. Once our nail is ready, we move on to the design. I decided to do a very light, airy French tip. I took my favorite mercury paint and drew a thin line like this. You need some skill for this, but it looks cool and best of all is easy to do. Afterwards, we realized we wanted a bit more sparkle, so I took the shade called DB051DB, it's a glitter collection, and I apply it in a small amount just along the cuticle line and gently blend it out. I want to have a bit more pink sparkle there. And now, when our nails are ready, we will cover them with a top coat. I took a scratch-resistant top coat and will apply it very thinly without any extra leveling. I don't want any build-up on the edge. I want the shape I created to stay as crisp as possible. As always, we finish the procedure with cuticle oil, give a little massage, and we're ready to see the result. Here I'm showing as an example how it was before and how it is now. Yes, the nails became shorter, but the square shape turned out more defined. Now let's see how the whole hand will look with this manicure. I think we managed to create the most airy and delicate French manicure.